Hello everyone, this is Raine Decadence of Twice Critical Midgardsormr server. Today I'm going to be running Copperbell Mines normal, solo run on Scholar. So hopefully I don't get my face kicked in too bad here. I was working out the strategies to solo this dungeon, I really had the most challenges with this very first boss battle, and that is because the number of Spriggan Sifters that spawns, it just becomes unmanageable very quickly. When you're in a party of 4 chasing these guys around, it's like playing whack-a-mole, you know, they die before you can reach them most of the time. So when you're doing this as a solo player, the strategy really, for me, it became, you know, bio the Spriggans, since I can move around and cast bio. I can get a lot of casts out very quickly versus Miasma, where my cast can get interrupted, I can't move, and it's going to ultimately land on each of them slower, even though it'll be higher damage return. I chose to forego Cleric stance for this fight, just so that when I heal Eos, I can have bigger enmity and grab more mobs off of her to redirect the damage towards myself. For burst damage, I employed Energy Drain a lot. It'll, you know, knock more than 50% of their health off pretty easily. Whenever you get a Flambeau, you're just going to want to pull that away from Eos so that when it self-destructs, it doesn't knock off a big chunk of her health. Because if Eos goes down, the jig is pretty much up as far as this fight goes. Save Swift Cast so that if Eos does drop, and she will in this fight for me, if Eos does drop, then you're going to want to Swift Cast her back up immediately, because with all these guys on you, you're going to be lucky to get a cure off, and even if you do, it's probably not going to stop you from the inevitable death that they so badly want to deliver straight to your doorstep. If you become overwhelmed, then just start kiting stuff around until the damage becomes more manageable. Just keep on spamming bio, and once you get the Spriggans down and the Flambeaus are gone, it's really just a matter of slowly beating Kados down to death. So without a doubt, the second boss of Copperbell Mines was definitely the easiest to solo on Scholar. Barring the standard mechanics of the fight that I'd assume everyone interested in doing this kind of run would be familiar with, you're just going to want to pull the FFXIV ARR a bit away from the improved blasting device. You can grab the blasting cap by tossing a heal or just throwing a rune at it. Hold them close together and then get out of the way. You'll see Eos steals aggro from me, and I decided to change my strategy up to just throwing heals in order to grab aggro. You can use Miasma to slow them and then sprint back if you need to, but honestly they just have such a slow walk time that you should have no problem getting over with time to interact with the device to spawn the next blasting cap. As for the Spriggans, 2 or 3 ruins or a couple energy drains will knock them out before they have a chance to reach your blasting cap. And for some reason I noticed that the Spriggan was more interested in Eos than it was the blasting cap, even though its text says that it's trying to destroy the blasting cap. So you just repeat this process a couple of times and then zerg them down once you've got 8 little babies. It's just cake, absolute cake. Easier than the trash bowls even. And we finally arrive at the third boss of Copperbell Mines, the dramatic conclusion. This fight I had a lot of difficulty with at first. I couldn't figure out how I was possibly going to beat this guy with the ads he has. Typically you'll see a party do the burn strategy where you just ignore the ads completely and kill them before they become a problem. But of course, as a single healer, your chances of burning this guy before you have problems with ads are just terrible. So I thought maybe I could actually kill the ads that first spawn, and maybe that would delay me from having to deal with them. And it did delay them from spawning, but they are going to inevitably spawn before you can finish killing this punk. So what I decided to do was revert back to the burn strategy with a couple of twists. Once you get him down to 80%, he's going to run and he's going to call his buddies and say, oh no, there's a scholar here and he's picking on me and I don't know what to do. And they're going to go get some of their buddies and then they're all going to gang up on you. And so what we're going to do is we're going to place Eos in the center of the room, and we're going to kite and spam bio with the occasional swiftcast miasma, and we're going to waste about 9 minutes running around this room while we wait for him to slowly tick to his death. During this phase, you can use Whispering Dawn to get a couple of the ads off of you, but for the most part you're just going to be running around the room waiting for him to die, which is a slow and tedious process. Use Swiftcast Miasma and your energy drains liberally, but also if you notice that Eos is having trouble staying alive, you can throw her some sustains, but the inevitable will probably happen and she might die once or twice, so try to keep in mind that that's a possibility and be ready to use your Swiftcast Summon 1 to get her back in the fight and stick her back in the middle of the room so that she can keep tossing you those heals that you're going to desperately need. Aside from that, it's really just a matter of investing a lot of time. If you have trouble on the first two bosses, then the biggest risk you run here is that you won't have enough time to finish, which my first attempt I finally got here, finally figured out this strategy, and at 19% I hit the end of my duty finder time and got kicked out of the dungeon. So I wish you the best of luck and I hope that you're able to down him, solo scholar. It's really fun, but it's really slow, really tedious, and you definitely have to develop your skills as a kiter here. And there you have it, Copperbell Mines soloed by Scholar. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, favorite, subscribe. I plan to make more videos like it, as well as general dungeon guides in the near future, and I hope that you will all join me for that. My name is Raine Decadence. I'm on the Midgardsormr server. Feel free to reach out, and I'll talk to you soon.